Welcome to Steve Savant's Money, the name of the game. Hi everyone, I'm your host, Steve Savant, syndicated financial economist and money gamer extraordinaire. Today we're talking about why business evaluation is so important to small business owners with chartered financial consultant, Don Pren. Welcome to the show, Don.
Thank you, Steve.
I really enjoy you coming here because most of America, the backbone of America is small business. And we think about small business, we have to start thinking about, hey, how do I evaluate my company when I sell it? How do I evaluate while I'm still working and having a buy-sell agreement between associates, people who own it with me? There's a lot of things to really think about. And usually, small business doesn't do an evaluation because it seems so expensive. So I want you to walk us through maybe a remedy. And I've heard you say this before in some of your other speaking. What we're witnessing today is, I think you called it, the democratization of digital, something along that line.
Yeah, that's right. What's happened with small business is that really the only time they'll spend the money to do a business valuation is when they get ready to sell the business. Mm-hmm. And the reason is that in the past, you hire a business consultant and they come in and they do a lot of calculations and analysis, and it's anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000. And for most small businesses, that's just too much money to spend any other time than when you're getting ready to sell the business. So what's happened with technology is that there's now an online platform that allows businesses to be valued at a far lower cost. And what we call it's the democratization of data for small business. So that instead of just using business valuation for when they're getting ready to sell the business, they can actually use it to help make their business more valuable. Well,
I love your quote here by Warren Buffett. Business valuation is the heart of investment and risk management. Without it, you're blind.
Yeah, wow. What Warren Buffett means is that unless you're doing ongoing business valuation of your business as part of your management practice, you're really blind in terms of doing those things that make your business more valuable over time. And these are just a couple statistics that show how big a problem this is. There are 250 million small businesses globally, 30 million in the United States. 75% of U.S. small businesses do not know their valuation. 50% of those small businesses are underinsured because if you don't know your value, it's hard to know how much insurance you should have for different things, assets and so on. 7.7 million businesses will change hands over the next 10 years. And the SBA, the Small Business Administration, cited business valuation of one's own business, a small business, as one of the top 2 challenges facing small businesses today. This is a graph that just shows in the past to get your business valued as $10,000. Now, working with advisors that have access to this platform, it's a very low cost, a tiny fraction of that.
I can't believe how low cost this has become. This is really the function of what the internet and globalization of Google is doing.
Yeah, the access to databases of information, in this case, small businesses, is just totally changing how business valuation is done and how much it costs and how long it takes. Much less time, much less cost. Here's an example of some other companies that have made the same type of massive changes in information. For example, with Zillow, you can go and figure out what your house is worth with a website for free. And what this new platform is doing is sort of the same thing for helping companies value their small businesses. It's very similar to what some of these other companies have done. LegalZoom for personal legal documents. Again, they've changed through the internet the way that things are accessible, and they've made them much more affordable. One of the things about the new platform that people are rightfully concerned about is this a credible valuation? And what is this, and can I trust it? And the company put together this technology. They've put together the dream team in terms of business valuation. You have the chairman of the AICPA. You've got heavy-duty Silicon Valley people, Admiral, Michael Moe, who's a well-known investor. We go to the next slide. You can see companies like Intuit and Info Group are involved with the company. And go to the next slide. USA Today, Colliers, Palo Alto Software, all of these companies, this company are talking about the platform, about why this is a credible business valuation platform. So we can go past this, but the main point is the platform is of no value if it's not credible. So here's Experian, is another partner that's looked at this and feels like it's legitimate data. Now, as a small business owner, this is sort of the key point, and that is, what areas of your life can be improved with business valuation? Why do we care about valuing the small business? Well, first of all, you can make better management decisions. Now, I'll just give you a quick example. If you go in and value your business, it's possible that that business might really rely on that one owner. And you can instantly change questions within that platform and make the assumption that maybe what would the value of the business be if it wasn't as reliant on the business owner? And it will instantly tell you what the market would pay as a premium for not having that risk. Or maybe you have concentration to 3 customers. You can instantly say, well, what if we spread out our customer concentration? And it will instantly tell you, well, your business would be go from 2 million to 3 million. Well, that might tell you how to change things in your management that would, over time, make your business more valuable. So what we like to say is the right time to value your business is 5 years before you sell it. Because if you value it when you're ready to sell it, you don't have any time to improve any of the things that would make the business more valuable over time.
We come back from the break, we're going to actually take a case study, walk you through how this is done, and see if this is applicable for your small business. We'll be right back after the break. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. And keeping more of your money is even harder these days with high taxes, fund expenses, and fees for financial advice. And when you consider the uncertainty of the market and the rising cost of living, the purchasing power of your dollar is constantly at risk. But a tax-deferred annuity with an inflation rider can be the most cost-effective way to generate increasing annual income without market volatility. For more information on how annuities may work for you, just email me at steve@thenameofthegame.tv and ask for our free annuity information. Well, welcome back to our second segment. Of course, we're with business strategist Don Prin. Don, you do this a lot. You're looking at this, all these businesses all the time. Walk us through the touch points, and then let's look at that case.
Okay, yeah, again, the big point is that for small businesses, knowing their value on an ongoing basis many years before they sell is crucial. And it's crucial for the following reasons. Number one, you can make better business management decisions because you can do what ifs and see how impacting sales or retaining key people or can impact your value, and you can see it on a real-time basis. So business management decisions, business valuation, crucial for that. Next, you can't do a wealth and retirement plan if you're a small business owner and you don't know the value of your business, because that's, in most cases, your most important asset. The other thing that it helps you do is identify and reward and keep your key people. That cannot be overstated how important your key people are to keeping that high value of your business, high sales. And then, of course, business continuation and succession strategies. What we're going to focus on right now is how the business valuation can impact your personal retirement and wealth planning. So, Steve, if we could go over to a sample case. Here's an example of a case. George and Marie Grove, age 65 and 60. They've had a business in the family for a long time. And they've got, in addition to their business, they have some other assets. And we valued their business with our platform at $5 million, again, very affordably, and showed them that if they sold their business now, that business would be worth $5 million. We plugged that into their overall wealth analysis. And what you can see is that they wanted to have $440,000 a year of retirement income level, and their net worth kind of stayed level at about $9 million. The problem with that we pointed out was that is inflation. And even though you start at $440,000, by the time they're out here in their 90s, that $440,000 at 4% inflation is only worth about $186,000. So that's an issue. So what we showed them was if we index for inflation, what they really can do under our strategy too is they can really get about $300,000 a year indexed for inflation. That's the real spendable value they have. So they said, well, what could we do if we decided to wait and not sell the business now and wait 5 years? And so we plugged in those numbers, and under strategy 3, we were able to show them that if they waited 5 years, they could get the $440,000 a year of income indexed for inflation and still end up with $10 million of net worth. And so here you can see the comparison of the 3 different plans. $440,000 now selling the business, $300,000 a year indexed for inflation selling the business now, or wait 5 years, and then you could have the full $440,000 indexed for inflation. But we wouldn't have been able to do any of this analysis unless we first did a business valuation and knew what the business value was today.
Now, when I plug in all the information into this business valuation calculator or evaluation tool,
Yeah.
my question is will it do these iterations for you, these different strategies, these different ideas? It'll say, oh, this is this, this is this. You can really map this out and see what it is?
Working with your advisor, you can very affordably get to what your business is worth now and what it could be worth in the future with different changes. You can then plug that in along with all of your other assets and do what ifs for different amounts of retirement income, different amounts of liquidity. You can change which things you liquidate. You can optimize that, and it can then project out your wealth over time. And allow you really to control both your management decisions for your business, but also your personal retirement and wealth planning.
So if your target income is still 400K and you still want a COLA adjustment, a cost of living adjustment, and this computer the computer analysis says, oh, you need to wait 5 years to make that happen. That'll really make a person make a judgment call on purchasing, things that they're going to do. This is really good to see a little bit of futuristic. This is the number, this is my delay, or whatever I'm going to do. I like the ability to see this in front of me today at present value.
Yeah, and I'll tell you another example, and kind of the opposite example. We had a client that said, I can't retire now because if I sell my business, it's only worth about $5 million. I need it to be worth $8 million for me to have the retirement that I want. We then ran this and showed her how to liquidate some things in her retirement plan, and we showed her that if she sold her business now for the $5 million, she could retire now and have the retirement income she wanted. And we said, well, if you could retire now, would you? And she said, of course, because that was her goal. And so it can work the other way, where you can show people that don't think they can retire that they actually can.
Because there's really a strategy on liquidating assets during retirement that people are not looking for. They think they need the ultimate value, in this case, $8 million, when they can actually do it with their $5 million valuation on their business, but with different liquidity issues, with different selling off different contribution as retirement, IRAs, whatever. She still could do it at $5 million. See, I think that's amazing, because I think people say, I have to stay in another 5 years.
Yeah, again, Warren Buffett said, without business valuation, you are blind, both from the management of your business and your overall wealth planning. You've got to run these types of analysis to sort of understand where you are and, more importantly, where you're headed.
Well, thanks, Don. That's all the time we have for our show today. I want to thank Don for being my special guest and today's Money Mentor. And remember, before moving forward with any of the ideas on our show, always consult your tax advisor and your legal counsel. And remember, as the good Reverend John Wesley once said, make all you can, save all you can, give all you can. I'm Steve Savant. We'll see you next week.